Greetings, people. Welcome to the Love and Luck Podcast Show. We are back again with some fire today. We got some fire today, man. I'm gonna tell you, this is about, do you really trust the preacher in church?
Right.
That's the question I want to ask, because I used to go to church a lot. And last night I had watched a movie. I don't know if it was a true story or what. It was called Pit Gangster.
Right.
And it was, man, that movie was crazy. I was stuck on it when I started watching it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was basically showing, I think the dude's father had passed away and he had left the church
Okay.
to the son.
Right.
And the son basically was a dude from the streets.
Okay. So,
But he still had some game about the gospel.
Right.
But he was like abusing his power.
Okay.
You know, it was people coming to him for prayer.
Right.
And asking like, hey man, can you pray for me?
Right.
And you know, I'm going through this. I got somebody going through that, going through cancer.
Right.
I got somebody going through struggles.
Okay.
I think it was a girl on there. He had the girl came in there. She was a virgin.
Yeah.
And she came to the pastor. She was asking him because her boyfriend wanted to take it to another level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was trying to, I guess want to have sex with her or whatnot.
Right.
And my bad, peoples. And he wanted to marry her.
Okay.
At the end of the game, the preacher kind of talked her out of marrying this boy.
Okay.
It was a boy that was her age. They was all like the same age and all that. They was some young. They was probably like in their early 20s.
Yeah. So he supposed to be counseling them to get married.
Yeah, he supposed to be counseling them.
Right.
But he's shooting it down like you need to be with somebody that's holy, and he got to talking all that kind of stuff.
Right.
At the end of the day,
most definitely,
he wind up having sex with the girl.
Right. Yeah.
So
Cold thing.
Stuff like this happens in church, man. So I'm just trying to figure it out, because I got my own experience with church.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely got mine. I think you had something else to say.
No, I'm just saying. I have my own experience.
Yeah.
I get to it.
Yeah, for sure. But I didn't want to cut you off though.
I get to it,
man. I got a lot to say about that. I think when it boiled down to it, regardless if it's the church or whatever the case may be, I don't think, when it boiled down to it, you shouldn't trust no man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So therefore, the pastor, he's just a man. You know what I mean? He got certain desires, and, certain ways he grew up and certain things, and so on and so forth. So I think, by just blindly following somebody, just because they say who they are, that's some cockamamie right there.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right. Absolutely.
You don't just follow a man just because he say who he is. He has to, his fruits have to show that.
Right.
You feel me? So, and I think a lot of times what happens in the church, I think, people give excuses just because it's the pastor, or, they praise their pastor, or they say, they even want to, they go and talk to each other and say, sister so-and-so and sister so-and-so, they come from two different churches and they want to compare each other. Well, my pastor, yada, yada, yada,
I've seen that too.
Yeah, for sure. And then, I didn't seen the same thing as far as, the pastor sleeping with the young women in church, and, because I think for one, the pastor is, they put him on a pedestal.
Right.
You know what I mean? When he's just a man, now, as far as, I think ultimately when it comes to the church and just pastors, period, I think nobody's prospering except for the pastor. You know what I mean? I think there's so many things that, especially coming from the black community, I think there's so many things that we need to be taught. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I mean? So therefore, if you're supposed to be a shepherd and you're supposed to be leading your sheep, you know what I mean? Why aren't you teaching them about, if you gaining all this, you know what I mean, this profit and gain and so on and so forth, and that's not to say for every pastor, but if you know what I mean, gaining all this profit and gain and you got nice Cadillacs and so on and so forth, why don't you set up a financial literacy class for your people?
Absolutely.
Why you don't set up something, you know what I mean, truly, you know what I mean, to help them, you know what I mean, learn how to raise families properly, instead of, running through the church, you know what I mean, back and forth, you know what I mean, saying a couple of scriptures and running up and down the, you know what I mean,
Right.
the middle of the thing. You ain't taught me nothing, man. All you did was basically, you know what I mean, you didn't gave me, you know what I mean, you just basically told me a bunch of rhetoric and yelled at me the rest of the time.
Right.
You ain't really, I ain't, you know what I mean, and then I come out of there with a feeling, I really ain't gained nothing. I ain't gained nothing, you know what I mean, that's gonna make my life better, you know what I mean, except for that feeling that you done gave me for the moment.
For the moment. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Because when I go to church, I expect to feel a certain way, actually, because when I get that word, and I don't know, I think like when they preaching, I think everybody is going through something anyway, so it always feels like the preacher is talking about them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know how they be preaching and stuff, and they be like, damn, he talking to me.
And we all human beings, and
we
everything
all
is
human beings.
everything is relative.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything
Everything
is
is relative. So they all feel it, and you know what I'm saying? They go up there, drop that money in the bucket, you know what I'm saying? And,
yeah, for sure.
But I remember, like I say, this one I knew, because I used to go to church. I ain't going to say the name or nothing like that, because
right.
church is still
Yeah, we going to keep that on the low.
Church is still here.
Right.
And I remember I was with my ex-wife, you know what I'm saying? We up there, man, and preaching, you know. Matter of fact, it was the time you walk around, and I think you was dropping the money in the bucket. So me and my ex-wife, we walking through there, preaching, and he don't even see me pastor don't even see me looking at him.
Right.
Because I'm listening to him speak.
For sure.
So my wife, she was in front of me already.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my wife had a big old, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fat ass. Yeah, I'm
sure.
going to say that.
Right.
The preacher did like this.
Yeah. Well, he a man. Yeah, I mean. He a man.
He did like this.
You know what I mean?
He say, amen.
Yeah, oh, like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was way too much.
So
that was way too much.
After he looked back, he seen me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was finna drop the money in the bucket.
Yeah.
He said, damn, amen.
Yeah.
And then he looked back at me.
Damn on it, did he?
I did like this. I put the money folded up, put it back in my pocket. I made sure he seen that too. I said,
right.
Oh man, you looking at my wife ass.
Yeah.
Your wife right there.
For sure. Well, you know what I mean, I think, you know what I mean, when it boils down to that, man, I just, I think, so many things have been twisted, you know what I mean, and turned around, you know what I mean, and I think we come into a time to where, things are, being, brought forth.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people aren't going to church, because they, they understand what's truly going on. I don't think, like I said, that, they haven't really taught. I think they should be responsible for the community as far as, the growth and, having them, you know what I mean, and to the point to where the community is able to blossom, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you got people coming there every day and you tell them that God is the answer, you know what I mean? What is he the answer for? You know what I mean?
Right.
Is he the answer just for you, you know what I mean, just for you to, you know what I mean, live well and so on and so forth off of us? You know what I mean? I went to church one time before, and what turned me off was, you know what I mean, the pastor, this one lady, she was up there speaking, and she was like, well, you know what I mean, pastor kept telling me to sow that $1,000 seed. You know what I mean? she said, oh, wow. she said, and I finally sold that $1,000 seed, and my blessings just kept coming in. She said, and she was like, man, I mean, she was a cold cheerleader for the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, basically, she was telling people, like, sow this $1,000 seed so you can go ahead, you know what I mean, and receive your blessing. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
You know, and I think that's so much nonsense. You know, and then I was at a church before, and somebody, you know, the pastor, he was like, well, he was pointing people out, and he was like, well, if 100 people got $20, you know, then he was like, well, if you know this amount of people got, you know what I mean, if you know what I mean, if 50 people got $30 and $50, and then you know he broke it all the way. He made the number of lesser people,
Right.
but the price kept going up. You
Right.
feel me?
Right. Yeah,
You
the
know what I
money,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, the price as far as the money kept going up till he, you know what I mean, came up with like 2 people or 1 person that had 1,000 or whatever the case may be. You know, so I'm gonna get all the little money from them.
Cold hustle. Yeah.
Right, for sure. So it's like, and people, and the thing is, you know, growing up as a child, man, I seen, you know, my grandmother, you know what I mean, she, you know, they would make sure that they gave this money to the church in order, because, you know, they believed in what their pastor told them.
Absolutely.
You know, and the thing about it is I know that, you know, there's people that actually be struggling, you know,
Right. Yeah.
but their faith be so strong, they will give the church their last because they believe in, you know what I mean, these blessings that they're going to receive, you know what I mean, because the pastor told them to. You know,
Right.
I think a tithe and an offering should be something that's given from the heart anyways.
Right.
You know, it shouldn't be something that's, you know, that's pushed upon you. You know, and then it should be given in a secret, you know.
Right.
They should have it to where, you know what I mean, you go in there and you put your money, or you write out a check, or you know what I mean? Nowadays you just, you know, put it, you know, what's that, Cash App or something like that?
Yeah, cash
You
out.
know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You know, but it should be in secret, and should be from the heart.
Secret. Yeah.
You know, for sure. It shouldn't be forced upon people, or make them, it shouldn't be to the point to where somebody feel like I have to give it, because if not, you know what I mean, you know, basically, you know what I mean, I'm doing something against God.
Right. And because I believe, like, even when people going through them struggles
Right.
that you talking about, well, shit, they should be able to help some of these people as much money that's coming in
For sure.
to the church.
Right. For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? You can't go to the pastor right now and tell him to come pay your rent.
Right. Yeah.
If you about to get put out your house,
Right.
you can't tell him you about to lose your whip.
Right.
And I'm talking about you've been going faithfully
For sure.
every week for 15 years straight.
Most definitely.
All thing you can get is some words put on you.
Right. right.
You know what I'm saying? Of course we all gonna come through it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You don't got no choice but to come through it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You have there's no other way. You have to come, you're gonna come through it regardless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just on that because, like I say, I seen that movie, man, and that movie just really just blew my hair back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
I feel you.
dude was a cold pastor. They was on. I don't know if they do this for real. Do they really whoop the kids in church or whatever?
Probably back in the day. You know, you got your ass whooped in school. You know what I mean? We came from that era. You know
but
what
I'm saying,
in church.
I seen another, because this
school or something.
This the second time I seen another part in the church where if the kid was bad, and they was like, we gotta whoop him. We gotta
whoop it out of him.
Oh, damn, I forgot what they had whooped. They had whooped that girl because she was gay.
Okay.
That one girl, she got a whooping because she was gay, and they was trying to whoop the gay out of her.
Right. I think I seen that.
And on the one last night, dude got a whooping because they was trying to leave the church.
Right.
They didn't even want to be a part of the church no more.
Right.
And they was like, nah, you got to stay here. You know, this is God's house.
Right.
So on and so forth. And they whooped his ass.
Yeah, for sure.
For trying. So I'm like, is that a thing in church for real?
Right.
I used to go to church. I ain't never seen no butt whoopings or nothing like that in no churches.
I got you. Well, shoot, man, yeah.
That was new to me. So it was just something I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, well, I know, a lot of, Black traditions and things of that nature, you know what I mean? It started from, a slave man. You know what I mean? So then, to me, that's what that sounds like. I mean, back in the day, if you didn't, they twisted the Bible in order for you to, adhere to what they wanted you to do. You know what I mean? They wanted you to, and if you didn't listen to it, they would tell you that, that the Bible says that, you supposed to obey your master.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
You know what I mean?
Obey your master.
For sure.
I'm your leader.
Right.
That's what he was saying. I'm your leader.
For sure. So, a lot of that.
Do what I say.
Exactly. So a lot of that stuff come from, it just comes from slavery. But we live in a world to where, God is, ultimately the Bible says that God is a God of free will. You know what I mean? So regardless if a person is, they're gay, they decide to go to another church or whatever the case may be, that's on them. That's between them and and that's
that's
between
your God.
Yeah. That's between them and they, how they view the Creator to be. Whoever, whatever the case may be. We don't have the right to, now our children, we got the right to whoop them, for certain particular reasons. Exactly. But shit, you might want to watch that nowadays.
Go to jail for it. Yeah,
right.
That's another topic.
These kids nowadays are called on you on top of that. But, I think, I just never seen, me, myself, I understand that, there's so many things or different things that could have been taught to the black community, and the church was supposed to be, that staple for us. And they wasn't, They wasn't. I seen the pastors, sleeping with sleeping with several women and, having a nice car and nice rings and so on and so forth. And that pretty much turned me away from the church. So I definitely get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it for sure.
Right.
Before we switch subjects, I just want everybody to know that you are a God. You are God himself. You are a God. You just got to see yourself in that image. You know what I'm saying? We all are gods. I'm a God, he a God. You know what I'm saying? We are gods. So it just got to, whatever you think with your head, you know what I'm saying? Of course we want to get that word, though. You know what I'm saying? I love hearing the word from time to time. I mean, I don't go to church every week or nothing, but I listen to the word every now and then. You know what I'm saying? I do believe in God, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been through some things that I feel like only God can get me through got me through.
Right.
You feel me? So I just wanted to say that before we had checked out of that conversation. I mean, you got something else to say about the end of that?
Yeah, just what you said, that was extremely deep, man. And I don't know how many people were ready for that. I think, we are, a form of God. We definitely are, God. So we're able to create, we're able to procreate, and we're able to, with our hands and with our mind, your mind can take you far if you allow it to. But you have to know who you are as a, as a human being, as, a man that is, a form of, an actual form of God. Because I think so many people are looking for answers outside of themselves when the answers is actually within yourself. You know what I mean? So if you go and you look within yourself, you can't blame anybody else but you. But so many people are looking for outside entities and things of that nature to save them, to where they forget the fact that, they don't understand the fact that they have the power. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You have the power to, as far as your thoughts, your actions, the things you do, that's what makes you a God. You know what I mean? You can control your own destiny, But, that's a whole nother topic, though.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother topic.
I mean, that was well said. That was well said.
And if you keep it moving long enough, God in the universe, it'll show you how it all works. But you gotta, I think I seen something on YouTube that said, or Instagram, it said, the more you fuck around, the more shit happens. The more shit is bound to happen. And that's how, the universe works. The world, the world revolves and it evolves. So you gotta be a revolving and evolving motherfucker too. You know what I mean?
Well said.
For sure.
All right, man. Well, hell, that was a good some good stuff right there, man. Now I got another question. Is Bob me coming from and where we coming from these streets? You know what I'm saying? The soil. Uh, are you really built for the game that a lot of y'all see? And the reason I ask that because I see so much nowadays. I hear people talk about people snitching and telling, and, dudes out here, a lot of dudes going to jail. But the thing is, for me, when you got into that game, didn't you know that there was consequences with the game?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? You know you're going to go to jail, at least a few times. You know you're going to die. It's either those, you know what I'm saying? Either go to jail or you're going to die. Or you get your shit together and get out the way.
Right, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, is you guys really built for this game? That's a question.
That's a deep question.
We're going to have some subscribe, like and subscribe on this.
Right.
Luck and Love podcast. But
for sure. The
y'all
Level Up
got
podcast.
any questions, y'all make sure y'all leave y'all answers and questions at the bottom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I done seen cats, man, woo, 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 I ain't never doing this, I ain't. And then I remember cats that caught some cases, and they was doing this.
Right.
They were pointing
their fingers.
And my question was, man, nobody asked you to get in the game if you wasn't built for it.
For sure. You gotta take responsibility.
Yeah, because I've been through my dirt, you know what I'm saying? I done been busted and locked up and all kind of stuff, and I stayed solid the whole time.
Me as well.
But now you got cats, they giving dudes up. I'm talking about quick.
Yeah.
I remember one of the homies, I ain't gonna put their name out there, but they was riding in the car.
Right.
It was 3 of them.
Right.
And they got a gun in the car.
Right.
And the police pull them over.
Yeah.
And I can't say these dudes' names, and I don't want to put them out there. But
yeah, we gonna go ahead. Police and keep it on the hush.
Police come
we gonna let
to
them
the
live.
car. Yeah, let them live.
Yeah.
The police come to the car. They say, "Hey, one of y'all better claim that gun."
Yeah.
And then the homie in the back say, "Man, go ahead and claim that strap, man. Ain't no sense all us going to jail."
That type of shit. Right.
I died laughing when he told me about it because I'm sitting in the county with his ass. He like, yeah, man, he just threw me all up under the bus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know the police heard that.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Man, go ahead and claim that. Ain't no sense all us going to jail. Shit, you know what I'm saying? It's yours. Shit, you know?
Right. For sure.
And he's supposed to be solid. He's supposed to be one solid individual too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, but
I done seen it.
Right. But one thing I could say, Love, you know what I mean? We live in a new era in time, you know what I mean? I would just like to start with, back in the day, you know what I mean, cats would always say what they wouldn't do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now they doing all kind of shit that, you know what I mean, just in order to blend in or, you know what I mean, to fit into the situation or whatever the case may be. I understand you got to change, you got to evolve, but, there's just certain things, you know what I mean, that should be, you should just be solid about. There's certain things that you should never change. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how I feel about it. Especially if you involved in something, the consequences of the situation that you're involved in, and you know what I mean, you decide to, dabble in that. You know what I mean? You have to know that, you know what I mean, the consequences may come, you know what I mean, they may come. And ain't no use of you pointing the finger at nobody else.
Yeah.
Why you want to bring them down? Because, you know what I mean?
Because you got caught up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? For one, you probably should have maneuvered better. You know what I mean? For one, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? For two, just take your own shit, man. Use a man. You know what I mean? That's what a man is supposed to do. Now, from my experience, I know, I've taken cases for cats. You know what I mean?
Right.
I done took cases for cats. You know what I mean? Long time ago, you know what I mean? The police ran to my house. My cousin, my cousin ran to my house. Police, he jumped out the back. I was already on probation. He had a gun in his truck. They came in my house, you know what I mean? They knocked on the door. I'm thinking I'm straight. You know what I mean? They came in there and they got me, arrested me. You know what I mean? That was right before I moved out here. You know what I mean? They was about to
Right.
give me 3 years. I was already on probation. Another time I got caught with 6 pounds of weed and a gun. You know what I mean? Out in St. Louis. You know what I mean? And my boy, he was dealing with, you know what I mean, and he was with me. And he was about to, he was already on parole for some shit he had did. You know what I mean? I had some money. I knew I could give me a good lawyer.
Right.
You feel me? But I ain't know everything they had on me though. That's the cold part about it. Once they had me in that room, I didn't know what they had on me.
Right.
You feel me? But I told him, I said, man, check this out, man. I said, you know what? I said, man, you know what I mean? That gun and that weed is mine, man. You know what I mean? He had already been, you know what I mean? He tried to drive some shit to Texas or some shit, and they got his motherfucking ass, you know what I mean? I would never try to drive no shit, but, he tried to drive some shit to Texas and they, you know what I mean, out of town like that. But he fucked around and got, you know what I mean, he got caught up, and then he was on parole, he was on the run. So I was like, yeah, man, that's my shit, man. You know what I mean? So they fucked around and, they violated him and shit. And I paid like 10,000. You know what I mean? I was out in St. Louis and, you know what I mean, on the other side of the bridge, I was in Illinois. You know what I mean? Like in East St. Louis. And they fucked around and what they did was they make you pay cash to get a motherfucker out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And my ex, you know what I mean, I tell her, you know what I mean, everybody's scared. Nobody wanted to come get me. You know what I mean?
I remember
At first,
that.
my bail was 20,000.
I remember that.
And then they brung it down to, and then she called the lawyer. The lawyer got it down. He called the judge. Judge got it down to 10,000. Then, you know what I mean, she brung her motherfucking ass out there and came and got me and shit, though. You feel me? I'm sitting there mad the motherfucker. I'm like, I got like, you know what I mean? I knew I had like $300,000-$400,000 and shit, though. You know what I mean? Just sitting around, you know what I mean? Nobody wanted to come get me. I was mad the motherfucker, you know what I mean?
The bread is there. Come get me.
They was like, shit, we don't know nothing about that, you know what I mean? We ain't coming to get you and bringing the cash up here. You know what I mean? But
bring the cash up here.
But yeah, yeah, for sure. But I've taken cash for other people, man, and I've always knew. And I've always knew that, you know what I mean, in the back of my mind, I seen my cousin a long time ago, he took 10 years, you know what I mean, in the feds. I seen him sentence him and shit. Mm-hmm. And when I seen that, I said, okay, yeah, man, shit, I got that. I could do that. You know what I mean, if it boiled down to it. But I knew if I ever did anything else, you know what I mean, or a motherfucker made me mad enough, I would go to jail for life, you know what I mean, for protecting myself.
Right.
But other than that, you know what I mean, and I knew I was going to take that. That's what I knew I was going to have to do. Yeah. It was part of the game.
I took a case for my brother.
For sure.
Yeah, that was crazy too, cause it was so stupid too. It was, them dudes all over, cause we gave a girl a hug. That's how tender dick these dudes is, man.
Man.
And the girl happened to be my baby mama's cousin.
Right.
So she like, hey, she hollering at us because she know who the hell we is.
For sure.
That's my daughter's cousin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She came over, we gave her a hug and all this shit. Man, them dudes came over. Hey, man, what the fuck you hugging on them bitch-ass niggas? That.
Right.
I'm talking about this went off.
Right.
And, my brother from, he from the other side. He from the red team or whatever. So
For sure.
He had on some red laces in his shoes.
Yeah.
And they just went off of that, then started tripping off of that.
Oh, yeah. You know how that go.
So it was like, man, man, what the fuck y'all tripping for? We know this girl. You know what I'm saying? That's my motherfucking baby mama's cousin.
Right.
They like, nah, fuck that, and that nigga right there. Whoop, I'll whoop his mother. And my brother say, well, fuck it. Shit, come on out here and get some of this ass whooping then.
Right.
So the nigga come out. They come out, they about to square off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Some other nigga come out with a strap.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, hell no. So I dip off, go get a strap too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, but then they took off, ran, and left, so we thinking it's over with.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, them niggas spin around the block. They come through Front Street.
Right.
Shot at all our ass, you know what I'm saying? So my brother, he hot, you know what I'm saying? He goes straight to the house where they was at.
Right.
He aired the house out.
Yeah.
Somebody was in there doing their hair or something.
Right.
So somebody got hit in the ass.
Right, that type of shit. Well, at least it was below the belt.
Right.
They,
Man,
you know,
they think I know the
what-
police. The police got the whole area
it wasn't
surrounded.
attempted murder, right?
Right, but that's shit.
Yeah.
They that's what they put on me.
Oh yeah, off top. That's what they gonna do.
I
But it was
ain't
below the
even
belt.
look,
Supposed to be.
I ain't did shit.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
nigga, they come through, yeah. The police come, these niggas over there pointing the finger at us.
Right,
But hold on. Y'all niggas was doing the shooting.
right.
Y'all did the shooting and the telling at the same damn time.
That type of thing.
They come get me because I
Right.
stayed over there.
Right.
You know, they like, yeah, where the gun at? They said you did the shooting. I was like, shit, I ain't did shit, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? We all on the news and everything.
Right.
They got us on the news, nigga. I'm like, man, these motherfuckers tripping. Got
For
me
sure.
on the news.
Right.
Yeah, but I stayed solid. I was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't snitching on nobody.
For
Shit.
sure.
I went to jail.
Yeah, most definitely.
Got out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just said, fuck it. It is what it was.
Most definitely.
But yeah. We built for that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
like you
for
say,
sure.
that's why I asked, are
For
you
sure.
built for this?
Right. You know, and I think, you know, it's just, I think, you know what I mean, there's certain things that was embedded into, you know, certain cats, man, when they was young. You know, when we grew up and we grew around certain things, man, we was told not to do this, not to do that, and so on and so forth. And being that, you know what I mean, we just stuck to them rules. They was, you know what I mean, like a lot of things, you know, as far as, you know what I mean, having a code and having order, you know what I mean, I don't know if those things will ever leave me. You know what I mean? I don't know if they will because, you know, I just...
No, they won't. They too embedded in you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they're better than me
right,
too.
for
Yeah,
sure.
it's
So,
like,
you know, it's
I
just certain...
can't see it. Yeah.
Right. And there's certain things when it comes to, you know, a lot of this modern day stuff, it's like, you know, a lot of cats snitching on themselves. They on social media, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
snitching on
okay.
themselves, talking about, oh yeah, you know what I mean, they you know, they beefing online and all that old time.
Yeah,
You know what I
seen
mean?
that.
You know, so if something happened to the cat that you beefing online with, you know what I mean, guess whose house they coming to?
They coming right to you.
They coming to yours, man. You
I
know what I
seen
mean?
some goofy the other day on Instagram. I don't know who that dude is. He made a rap
Yeah.
on how to clone the credit cards or some shit.
I seen that.
and get the money out
Somebody
the bank
showed
and
me
all
that.
that shit.
Yeah,
I
for
was
sure.
like, who is this dummy?
Yeah, it's real.
He got to be the biggest dummy in the world. He going to jail coming soon.
For sure. I think we live in a culture now, man, to where, you know what I mean, you know, a lot of people try to make that gangster shit seem like it's really something special when and we, you know what I mean, when you grow up in it and you want out of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you want better for you and yours, man, that shit is, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's how you learn how to survive. But as, you know, as you continue in life, you know what I mean, you just start trying to figure out different ways to go about doing things. You know what I mean? And yeah, the money was good, but you know, I think so many motherfuckers nowadays, man, they so fixated off of the gangster shit, you know what I mean, and just wanting to be a part of that. And it's like, come on, my nigga, you know what I mean? You grew up over here. You know what I mean?
Are you built for that?
Yeah, you grew up over here, you know what I mean?
Don't know nothing about
you
that
know,
shit.
Everybody want that, you know what I mean? And then like you said about old boy, man, I think that cat, he just wanted his little 15 minutes of fame. Cause he headed straight to the feds. That's where he headed. You know what I mean?
To the feds.
You know what I mean? You know, you gonna go ahead and make this little money in 15 minutes of fame, and you trying to look good for other people for what? For what? You know what I mean? Cause ultimately it's about longevity, man. It's about longevity and lasting out here. You know what I mean? And it's all about how you move.
Yeah, like I told the youngster the other day, I said, well, shit, you gonna learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? But because nigga, where you stay at, there's no reason to be a gang member.
Man, you know.
You stay clear on the other side of town. You ain't getting nobody pressing you, nobody doing gang banging or nothing, but you want to be flagged up and
it's crazy.
Talking this and
You
that.
still wearing a flag?
Yeah, this dude was wearing
crazy.
a flag.
That's crazy.
In
Do niggas do that no more?
I mean, I see some, but you know, not a lot. I don't really see a lot. You know what I'm saying? You may catch some at a barbecue or something.
Right.
You know, when they throw their hood days or something like that. But you know, I'm a passer through, you know, I pass right through, you know, hellos and goodbyes.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, I'm like, well, when you grow though, when you start getting growner, don't you see all these old OGs, man? These cats is trying to work now.
Right.
Cats is trying to take care of their kids.
For sure.
Cause it ain't like when we was growing up, we was the kids of crackheads and stuff. Not
For
my
sure.
mother and them weren't crackheads, but the majority of other kids was they come up, their mothers was crack.
That was mine for sure.
They was crackheads, they was junkies, they didn't have food in the refrigerator.
For sure.
So it's like they had no choice. Like my thing, only reason I was involved in that type of stuff is because of the environment we was in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when you came outside, that's all I knew.
For sure.
I think we talked about this in another show before, you know?
Right,
My
another
little
episode.
brother, I got a baby brother. When we moved out of North Las Vegas, I remember when I stepped outside, they was, where you from?
Right.
What set you from?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? What shoes? Let me see your shoes.
Right.
Let me see your shoestrings.
Right.
Let me see all that. They was on that.
Most
Now,
definitely.
when we moved out of Northtown, my baby brother didn't experience any of that.
Right. For
He
sure.
experienced, hey, how you doing, young man?
Right.
You
right.
kids have fun.
For sure.
Don't y'all get along with each other?
Right.
Play
right.
the Xbox and all that type of shit. He
Sure.
didn't experience none of that.
Right.
So it's just basically the environment. But if you outside that environment, you really don't have no excuse.
For sure. You know, and I think, you know what I mean?
No excuse.
Right. And you know, when we talking about, you know what I mean, are you built for the game? I think the game is changing so much, and it's changed so much to the point to where there's really no point to being. A lot of games that's out there.
Game is over.
You know what I mean? You know, so the thing about it is, you know, even me, my old ass, you know what I mean, I'm 47 years old, and I realized, you know what I mean, a while back, man, that I was gonna have to learn some new shit. So I got to, you know what I mean, picking my ass up some books, learning some shit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out how the other side do it. You know what I mean? You know, because, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, I've owned businesses and so on and so forth and failed with the businesses and so on, you know what I mean? And, you know, because I didn't have knowledge. But now, you know what I mean, you know, I'm picking up the knowledge and so on and so forth, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm looking for my true freedom. Because everything shifts. Everything shifts.
Absolutely.
You know. And if your mindset don't shift to what's, you know what I mean, what's new and what's, you know what I mean, what's relevant today, what is gonna happen is, you know what I mean, now crack cocaine and niggas, you know what I mean, I used to, you know what I mean, it was young niggas, you know what I mean, and, you know, back in the day had, you know what I mean, you know, when I was 12, 13, 14 years old, me, myself, you know what I mean, I was making you know what I mean, $300 a day on the 1st and the 15th, because it was, you know what I mean, in California, you had 2 welfare check days. You know what I mean? And then you had the third for the people that had disabilities. You know what I mean?
Right.
So all that money was just going in the dope man pocket. You know what I mean? And at 12 or 13, you know what I mean, you know, we was getting paid and we had to be grown at a young age. You know what I mean? The streets raised us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, and you had to watch your ass. You feel me?
Definitely had to watch your ass.
For sure. So, you know what I mean? It's like when it comes to the game, period, is it even worth it anymore? You know what I mean?
Definitely not.
Is it worth it? You know what I mean?
Because these cats now, I be looking at the cats now, I'm like, I don't even know what the hell they even beefing about.
Man.
Like I look at the rap game, I'm like, these dudes making all these, they talk about they making buku dollars and gang banging.
Right.
I'm like, man, what did you get? Man, just think, if I was making millions of dollars at that age, I wouldn't be thinking about no goddamn gang banging.
But is they gang banging or are they just saying that they're
Lot-
affiliated with something?
It's been bodies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at King Von.
Oh, yeah.
Look at, you know what I'm saying? It's been bodies. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? People been dropping off of that stuff, off the drill music and,
Right.
you know, niggas in New York, them niggas out there dropping, you know what I'm saying? And cats out there in Chicago.
Right.
You know, even Cali still, you know what I'm saying?
For
They
sure.
over there, you know, where they killed that boy Pop Smoke and all these cats, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I know they licking cats too, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Robbing and all that, you know what I'm saying? Quit robbing motherfuckers, man. Get a job or something. Get your hustle right if that's what you're gonna do. But yeah, it's just,
especially if you're gonna rob him, don't kill him.
yeah, why you
Don't kill him.
take the man's life? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying? These dudes made a way out the ghetto trying to do the right thing, but they was still banging though. But I'm
Right.
like, what the hell is you banging for?
Right. A lot of
There's
cats
no
that-
sense.
Yeah.
You making money.
Right. For sure.
You making all this money. You got a chance to reach back and pull some of your good friends up out of that trap
Right.
and get them a job.
Right.
So they can do the same thing as you.
Right.
And so on and so forth. They can reach back and pull some more cats in.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? In Vegas, I'm gonna tell you, in Vegas, you can forget about all that. These niggas out here straight for self.
That's everywhere.
These
now.
niggas out here don't give a damn about you,
Right.
your kids, they strictly for self out here.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
haven't met nobody that get bread. Yeah, I'm lying. There's only one or two people, three. And I think me, you, and I got another couple cats that we would give you our shirts off our backs.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But the rest of these niggas is out for self. They don't care about nothing else but them.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, man, if you're gonna be in the game, make sure you built for it.
For sure.
Because if you ain't built for it, it's gonna get rid of you anyway. You know what I'm saying? It will. It'll get rid of you anyway.
For sure. You know what I mean? You be over there sleeping in one of them tents, son.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the tent or something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta with growth, you gotta start with growth, you just start getting wisdom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get knowledge, you get wisdom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you look back, once you reach, if you can reach this age, you're gonna look back and realize, man, that was some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Because I look back sometimes, I look back all the time. I'll be like, damn, I lost all my friends.
Right.
For what?
For sure.
And these was good dudes. I'm talking about niggas was supposed to be in the NBA. Niggas was like, I got a homie that could fight real good. He was supposed to be a boxer or something. I don't know what the hell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got a few dudes that was supposed to be playing football and all that, but they got their lives cut short. You know what I'm saying? So, man, and it was all over what?
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
For sure.
You get in trouble, you get in street funk behind money or broads. And sometimes just because some dude just ain't got enough sense and they just was on some color shit. You know, nowadays you can wear the hell you want, but back in my time, that color shit was real.
Shoot, I think niggas get more into it over bras than anything.
Yeah, they going out over these bras,
yeah,
man. I done seen dudes go out for a broad.
You know what I mean?
Some dude just killed this broad yesterday, I believe. He done came up to the girl job and I guess she didn't want to be with him no more. He didn't kidnap the broad. This happened in Atlanta, I believe.
Right.
Took the girl off the job, took her, police, you know the people on the job, they called the police on his ass. He done shot the girl in the car. Police, they arrested him, so I'm trying to figure if he black or not.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta get up out of that them sucker ways.
Man, yeah, I think the cold part about that story is that old girl had to lose her life because old boy didn't, you know what I mean, he didn't know when to say, you know what I mean, he didn't know when to pull away and shit though.
Man, that's
you know what I mean, that's the cold part about it. But I think a lot of these cats, man, and I don't want to be down on nobody. I think what it boils down to is you have to know how the universe works. You have to know that everything, you know what I mean, comes around. What goes around comes around. You know what I mean? So if you lose a girl today, you'll get another one tomorrow. But you have to be, you know what I mean, and that's the thing, you know what I mean? I think, when you see certain cats on TV, I mean on YouTube and on, you know what I mean, these different podcast channels, you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate and, you know what I mean, these cats, you know what I mean, they basically telling you, you know what I mean, to be a man. That's what they telling you.
Be a man.
You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean, even Kevin Samuels, before he was on the women, he was talking about the men and shit, though. You know what I mean? So basically, he telling you to be a man, be tough, be strong, keep it moving, you know what I mean? Regardless of what, man, this world is made for you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You may feel like because you're black or whatever the case may be or whoever you are, you know what I mean? You got a leg down, but say, man, as long as you put your mind, you know what I mean, your mind to it and you keep it moving, it ain't nothing you can't accomplish. You know what I mean?
You got to be a man first on anything anyway. You got
sure.
to be that man shit, that come first.
Come first.
If you're not a man,
right,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. But
Right.
that man stuff comes first.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? There's people don't know what that man stuff is. Man is the man that, that take care of his business, man.
Yeah. And he stands on
And he
on
stands
something.
on his principles.
He stands on something.
Yeah, you can't be, you know what I'm saying, talk about you a man and you doing all this, little silly shit y'all doing out there these days, man.
For sure.
You gotta be a man first.
Most definitely. And I think, what I mean, I wanna I wanna take it to this and say, as far as what and how I handle it now, I just know that regardless, I know if, things go bad for me tomorrow, I know that like I said, I know, what I mean, I'm the type of motherfucker that, what I mean, I'm going to keep fucking around until something motherfucking happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know how God in the universe works. And I know how, like Love was explaining earlier, how I'm a God too as well, because I'm able to motherfucking create. You know what I mean? But if I was just a nigga sitting on the couch playing in video games and wasn't doing nothing to try to figure something out, then shit, you know what I mean, would the motherfucking thing work for me? At all. I couldn't blame nobody but myself. You feel me?
I ain't never been built for them games, man.
Yeah.
One thing about me, man, even when I was a baby boy, my mama bought me all them games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't interested in it. I played it a little bit.
Right.
But I was still, even as a young man, I was still thinking about a way to get $1.
Man.
That's crazy.
I know.
I'm talking about I was a little dude.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I had these dreams and stuff like that of having things and riding fly automobiles and stuff. And I knew it was going to take hard work for me to get it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And no matter what I had to do, I did it to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I worked jobs. I played the streets. You know what I'm saying? I played women. I did it all, man. It ain't no hustle that I didn't uncover. I did it all.
Most definitely.
And people that know me, the real ones that know me, they gonna say, oh yeah, he always been about his money practically his whole life.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I was always one of the flyest guys in school.
Most definitely.
High school, you know what I'm saying? I still, right to this day, I still wear cologne every day. You know what I'm saying? I smell good every day. I walk with a nice little swag every day.
For sure.
And I'm a man first about everything. Before the hustler, I'm a man.
For sure.
Before the streets, I was man.
Most definitely.
Before I was a player, I was a man. You know what I'm saying? I was man first with all that.
Right.
Yeah, so most definitely stay sharp. Get your game up, and are you really built for this game? Because you better smarten up. Get you some books. Are you a leader? Do you have leadership skills?
Right.
If your homie gets shot next to you, are you able to give him CPR?
Right.
Can you bring him back to life?
Yeah.
I bet half of you can.
Right.
I could put a stack on it. Nobody can do it.
Right. Well, I mean, this is the thing, man. I mean, you said something. You said that basically, are you a leader? Can you stand out? You know what I mean? And I think, growing up growing up in my neighborhood and, as far as certain things was concerned, you know what I mean? I always stood out. You know what I mean? Like I always dressed different, always talked different, always looked different. You know what I mean? The whole nine. You know what I mean? And as soon as cats got to talking some gibberish, you know what I mean? I didn't stay around for long. You know what I mean? If it wasn't something that could, you know what I mean, build me up to a higher thing, or we wasn't trying to talk about no money or getting somewhere, but just like, you know what I mean, frivolous nonsense, I've never been into that. And cats used to mess with me for years because of the way I dress. The simple fact that the simple fact that, I wanted to eat right, and take care of my body, and the whole way I went about, just my thing, and stepped outside of, what was the norm, So I think, and that helped me out with the game. You feel me?
Right.
Because a lot of times, when the police, seen me or they pulled me over or whatever the case may be, they thought I was something I wasn't. You an athlete or, an athlete or shoot, they thought I was the motherfucking law myself. You know what I mean? You know, just because I looked. Hey, matter of fact, remember I took you to San Bernardino with me that time?
Yeah.
Right. Remember the one we came with, we walked up on, because, you know what I mean, any kind of Mexican we ever seen, you know what I mean, I seen, I wanted to get at him and see what he, you know what I mean, shit, what, I mean, what's happening. You know what I mean? You look like the plug to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I got to talking to him and he said he knew my peoples.
Right.
But he, you know what I mean? But when I hopped out the car to talk to him, he was like, oh man. And then you hopped out. He said, man, I wasn't gonna talk to you. He told you, he said, man, I wasn't gonna talk to you till us. He told me, he said, I wasn't gonna talk to you until I seen your boy. You know what I mean? I said, well, man, I understand that. You know what I mean? You know, I understand that. You know what I mean? You know, but
That's
the thing
funny.
is, you know, I wanted to be a chameleon wherever I went. You know, you know what I mean? But you know, I can go way deeper into that. We ain't going. You know what I mean? But you know,
one thing about it, see, we both counsels.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
As far as I know, I mean, the counsels that I do know, I don't think none of them is no followers.
Right.
I'm trying to think if I know any followers. I don't know any counsels. The ones that I know, I'm gonna
Right,
say the ones that I know personally. Them niggas ain't no followers.
Yeah.
Them niggas do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? They try to stand out on their own. You know what I'm saying? They not like me. I stand out like you say.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
stand
sure.
out. But I don't even
Most
dress
definitely.
like these niggas.
Most definitely, for sure.
When you see me, they be like, man, where you get that from?
Yeah, no
They might be looking at this right now, like, where you get that hat from?
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? What he glad? You know what I'm saying? They match the kicks.
Yeah, for sure.
Where the camera at? They match the kicks, baby.
No doubt, no
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Niggas be like, man, that nigga always fly. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple hate niggas. They be like, but they really congratulate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They be like,
I run into that all the time.
They think he gonna get all the bitches and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, but I still get all the bitches too, nigga. I mean, what?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I be like, man, if I got verbal acrobatics. When I start using this motherfucking mouthpiece, that shit be working, man.
For sure.
But I don't even pressure on. This ain't the old days. Now, back in the days, everybody know. You can ask all the homies, they gonna say, that nigga always had something exotic.
For sure.
Always had an exotic female with me.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Always kept something exotic. But now I'm old, you know what I'm saying? I'm older. I ain't gonna say old, I'm gonna say older.
Yeah.
Now I'm an older fella. I'm laid back now.
Right.
I don't have no usage for a lot of women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it was, I don't know why we just had to have a bunch of females.
For sure.
I think it was just a fan or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I looked at all my OGs and stuff, they was having all the broads, so I was like, okay, well, I'm having me a lot of bras too. You know what I'm saying? And it was great for me because I was like, I was knocking some of their bras. I was like, damn, how I'm the young cat.
For sure.
Knocking these dudes' girls. You know what I'm saying? And that felt good to me.
Yeah, right.
Cause I was like, damn, I done knocked this nigga broad.
Yeah.
I mean, one day I was with one of the big homies broad. He was like, and I told him, I said, yeah, nigga, I knocked your broad. He said, good shit, nigga.
Right.
He was a player because he was a real player though.
Right.
He was like, good shit, nigga. That's what I'm talking about.
For sure.
That's what and he ain't did no hate or nothing.
Right.
The other niggas would have been crying, man, you gonna talk to my bitch.
Right.
Man, oh shit, man, get your weak ass on. Tender dick ass nigga. You went in with the bitch but 2 days, nigga.
Right.
Left your corny ass.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? But
Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, but you know, that's definitely been a thing. But I think for me, actually, love has been a little different, man. You know, I know when I was young, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I was like, you know, a young nigga, you know what I mean, on my fitness game and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the bitches, you know what I mean, they pretty much, and that's all part of the game too. You know, they, you know what I mean, older bitches used to, you know what I mean, take care of the nigga and look out for a nigga.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And then once I got older, I think from a young age, man, you know what I mean, especially once I got to hustling and shit, I knew that, you know what I mean, I knew that I needed a female to help a nigga out some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And even now today, you know what I mean, if I mess with a female, she has to, you know what I mean, help me in some kind of way to where, you know what I mean, we building off of that, you know what I mean, we building. You know what I mean? And she, you know what I mean, like I said, I know a woman is supposed to be a helpmate to me, and she's supposed to make sure, you know what I mean, she supposed to help me, support me, you know what I mean, and all that little type of shit, you know, so I can be the best man I can possibly be. Because, you know what I mean, 9 times out of 10, you know what I mean, she wants security, you know what I mean? And that's part of the game as well. Nigga got to know how to deal with women properly. You feel me? You know what I mean? You know, if not, you know what I mean, if you ain't dealing with them properly, then ultimately, you know what I mean, shit, you know what I mean, you just shit, you just fucking some shit. You know what I mean? You
Yeah, I
know.
don't like doing all that humping around for nothing.
Oh man, I'd be like, why did I do that? Damn.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ain't even nothing come out of that. You know what I mean?
man, I think I'd have had at least a woman around since I was like 15.
Right.
Was it 14 or 15, man?
For sure.
And like you say, because it was always, like you say, you want somebody to be a help me.
For
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? Help
Sure.
me meet these things, these requirements and stuff that I need, and stuff
Sure.
that I'm trying to build
It's mandatory.
for us.
No
Or
doubt.
if it's a us thing, you know what I'm
Most
saying?
definitely.
Most of the time it was a us thing. So
Right.
yeah, that's pretty much. I ain't never been, and plus I was in the street so much, so something happened. I needed somebody from down
For
for me
sure.
on the outside.
Most
You know
definitely.
what I'm
Most
saying?
definitely.
Even though I had one, she was parked down. It was luckily that I had these other girls that
Yeah.
was down with me because they kept my books and shit right. You
For
know
sure.
what I'm saying?
For sure.
It was just,
Yeah.
it was sometime I had a female that wasn't shit, but
Yeah.
she was cool when
Right.
you home.
Right.
It's like when you home, they gonna act accordingly.
Right.
Then when you got away, they was acting all, funny and shit or
Oh
whatever.
yeah. That means
But
that she was with that other nigga.
you know what? That's a possibility.
That's what that means.
But she did cheat on me
Yeah, well shit.
with
Fuck
a friend
you
of
know what I mean? Hey,
mine,
well
but
fuck her.
that's not a here nor
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. You know
But
what I mean?
if I'd have had that other friend,
Yeah.
that's where that player shit
Yeah.
came in at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That girl kept money on my books every week till I came home.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And I wasn't even serious with that girl. That's crazy.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Just a friend.
Most definitely. And I think, when it boiled down to it, like we, you know what I mean, when it come down to, it being part of the game, a woman being part of the game, it's like, I know me myself, I used to sell weed in and out of state for years. You feel me? So ultimately, you know what I mean, I used to need somebody to, take care of a few things for me once I got out of town. You know what I mean? I needed to make sure that, the niggas that I was fucking around in the area was cool. You know what I mean? Who and who not to fuck with. Who, you know what I mean? I needed to know who, you know what I mean? I needed somebody to maneuver shit, move it around and tell me about the city and shit. You know what I mean? Certain things I needed, you know what I mean, in order to make, you know what I mean, the game go properly when I was doing my thing. You feel me? And one of them things was definitely a woman, you know what I mean, or two, you know what I mean, because, you know what I mean, they contributed to whatever, you know what I mean, I had going on, and it was mandatory.
That's
So,
real right there.
so for sure, I had to, you know what I mean, and even when I came back home, you know what I mean, I had to get the shit off. You know what I mean? I had to figure out how to get it off and so on and so forth and move the shit around. So I needed somebody to help me do that as well. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying as far as, when it comes to the game, and dealing with, whether it be snitching, whether it be, niggas snitching or, you know what I mean, or being, you know what I mean, real men or, you know what I mean, or standing on, you know what I mean, two solid feet, you know what I mean, all these things come to play, you know what I mean, even when it comes to the women, you know what I mean, you got to make sure that everything line up in order to, you know what I mean, get to your destination.
Yeah.
If not, you know what I mean, you got to let that shit go.
Let it
You
go.
know what I mean, drop it like a,
Just like that.
you got to drop. You know what I mean? And skedaddle that way. You know what I mean?
That part right
That's what
there.
you got to do. You know what I mean? I believe Larry June, he said, what he say? He said, baby, you know what I mean? He said it was good while it lasted or something like that. He said, but he said we cut for the same from a different cloth. You know what I mean?
Man.
He said, but even though, you know what I mean? He said, you know what I mean? It's all, he said, I got to keep it moving, but even though it's still all love.
Yeah,
You know
all
what I mean?
love, man. Larry June just left, man. I'm mad I didn't know he was here.
You right.
He just did a show out here, man.
Yeah.
Larry June.
Yeah, he doing his thing.
But, shout out to Larry June.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, well, hell, shit. We been on here for quite some time, and we definitely appreciate y'all tapping in with the Luck and Love show. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It don't cost you a thing to hit the like button and subscribe.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to Ignis Umbra for letting us, you know what I'm saying, use this facility. We've been in here knocking it out. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to my little brother Byron. I forgot Byron's name of his show, but he got a podcast. Y'all make sure y'all look at Byron and Kale's podcast. Y'all make sure y'all come. I got some of that. We getting it patented up all right now. We got some Love Stacks, edible cookies, moon puffs. That's my guy. He's the cook. He's the cook for them edible cookies. I'm talking about. You ever been to the moon? You want to go to the moon? You want to see the stars? Eat one of these edible cookies, man. Y'all go check out my Break Them Tricks, DLove Stacks. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta like my shit. Check that out. Make sure y'all tune in on Saturdays to Lady Brandy's place. You know what I'm saying? That's right there in the commercial center in Vegas. Y'all know where it is. Sahara in the commercial center. Lady Brandy's place, right next door to the Green Door. You got anything else you want to add to that, Lucha?
Oh yeah, well, I gotta throw my little plugs in. So, so ultimately, I like to tell you first, my Mexican partner fronted me, and then the bank, fronted me, and all I gotta do is keep it straight with them, So, for business credit, is what I'm talking about. If you want to, if you want to level up as far as your business credit is concerned, because that's really where it's at. You can reach me at capitalmovements.com. I'm gonna get you right, get you at least $100,000 worth of credit. Business credit, so you can get your, get your life and get your mind right. But make sure you have a plan first, because you just don't want to get that kind of money and don't know where you're going with it. For sure. So, capitalmovements.com, And that's pretty much, that's pretty much what it is.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time. That means gone.
And peace out, and we get with you.